Okay, hello, beautiful people. It is a pleasure to come to you live again for another session of the Digital Creator Summit brought to you by Stellar. Of course, I'm excited to be here. We have such an amazing guest in the house today. This session is going to be very interesting. And the reason I say that is because we're going to be talking seven figures, how to build seven-figure memberships. And I don't know about you, but I like the sound of seven figures, actually, just saying. Okay, so I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for all of you who are joining. If you know someone who needs to be here right now, please be sure to send them the link. All right, we're about to get started really soon. Our guest is joining us real quick. Just to give an intro, just again, my name is Uke Jr. As you can see on the screen, I am digital marketing lead here at Seller, and we are live again for another session of the Seller Summit. Today is actually the final day, guys. I hope that you've learned, so much so far, and you can't wait to implement, right? So we have, a lineup of speakers to close out the summit, all right? And this is the evening session, and one of them is going to be joining us soon to share with us on how we can build, the whole art that there is to building a seven-figure online membership or course, whichever one works for you. Thank you so much again to all of you who are joining. Please let's get more people in the room because we can't afford to keep this information to ourselves. So we want to give more people a chance to listen in. It is exciting to be here. I mean, the past few days, I say days like it has been, a lot of days. It's just been 2 days, so far, but it has been really, really exciting. So that makes me say the past few days. So I would like to see what I'd like to have some of us share what we've been learning in the comment section. How has the summit been so far? What have you learned? What are you going to implement? What's the new thing that really made you excited to enroll for this summit? What would you be taking home? What's your major takeaway so far? Even though, of course, we're still bringing you three fire sessions to close out the summit. Okay, so while we wait for our guests, please just share with us what you've been learning so far and what you're going to be doing in the coming days. Because if you ask me, I would say that so far there's just been a whole lot of information, and which is why the replay again is very important, right? So the beauty about having the replay, which of course, if you are signed up on Seller, you are going to be getting that replay once it is out. So if you have not signed up on Seller as a creator, I mean, the whole journey the past 2 days has been giving you the tools, the tactics, the strategies that will make you a better creator. And when we say a better creator, we're simply referring to the fact that, if you were in a position of just being average, now you have all that you need to scale up. So scaling up can be in having better products, can be in increasing your sales, and just a whole lot more, being an all-round excellent creator. And I believe that so far, all of the speakers have been delivering the goods. If you were in the panel session earlier today, you would have learned a ton about building communities, because one thing about the creator business model, the creator economy, is that it has a lot to do with tribes, communities, people, right? Groups. And it is really important to understand how to grow those communities and how to engage with them, how to even create them at the very least, right? Because not many people really even know how to perfectly create. Well, there's no perfect way, but at least how to create one and grow it. I can't wait to introduce our guest today. He is in the studio, and I am really personally excited to learn. Like I said, I don't know about you, but I'm very excited when I hear seven figures. That is something that always gets me excited. So we're about bringing him up. Okay, we have a guest in the house. Hello, everyone. We bring to you Emiloju Ibironke. He is an amazing, amazing creator. I mean, he's so many things to do. When I look at his bio, I saw that he was an accountant and economist. He's also a chef to some people. I mean, he's just all around amazing. And he's here today to break down the art of creating seven-figure online memberships and courses. Hi, Mr. Ibironke. How are you doing today? Are you ready to go?
Hello, good evening. I'm good. I'm well. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. I can see the numbers are up already. People are inviting all of their friends from all over. So please let's get more people in the room as we welcome to the stage. Ibironke to take it away. Okay, he says he's ready. I am ready. My notepad is here. My pen is here. Everything is ready to go. Let's learn how to build this seven-figure memberships and communities. The stage is now yours.
Okay. Thank you for having me. Good evening, beautiful people. Like he said, my name is Emiloju Ibironke. I'm a chef. I believe I exist to shape real and profound moments where happiness permeates. For it is my nature to express joy by giving away good food. You know. And this evening, I'll be speaking on the art of selling seven-figure courses and digital products. Um, First of all, I'll share a bit of my story. Uh, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to have fun. Okay, so um, back in 2018, I got my company registered as far back as 2013. And there was this build up, there were lots of events before 2018. But from 2018, I started bidding for catering contracts, trying to meet requirements, for vendor registration, in several companies, taking cake orders. At some point, I added chin chin to the mix, supplying chin chin to, companies, banks, businesses, and all of that. And all of this got me training the whole of Port Harcourt, going from office to office, doing the manual thing, trying to sell. I was so persistent, and one of the banks I walked into and was marketing my chin chin. The head of customer service said, calls the branch manager and said, "Won't you guys employ this guy? You need this guy on your team." You know, so that's a bit of my story. You know, there was no alternative for me. There was no plan B. It's either this food business, this catering business, or the catering business. Um, I got at it, scouting for catering jobs, catering contracts here and there, and catering jobs were far and between, and the cake orders were not in large volumes. I knew I had to do things differently. I knew that to make progress, to move from point A to B, you know, I had to stop doing I had to stop doing things the way I used to do them before. I had to leave the streets, trying to do the manual, one-on-one marketing and selling. You know. So um, I was broke. Well, I don't know. There's no shame in it, but I'll say it anyway. I was broke. I was broke in my head, but I was wealthy in my mind. You know. Sorry, I was broke financially, but I was wealthy in my mind. I had lots of ideas. There were tons of ideas, written in my journals. I've kept journals since 2010, and I had ideas popping up, and there was just this disconnect between my skill, my ideas, and the finance. So it got me to a point where I had to sit down and ask myself, who am I? What am I doing? What am I trying to achieve? You know, and at times when I didn't have another to deliver, maybe I wasn't following a lead, I wasn't running after one documentation for, as a requirement for vendor registration. I was at the Port Harcourt Library. Then I was back in I was in Port Harcourt. You know, I was in the library 6 days out of 7. Reading books from different authors on entrepreneurship, marketing, strategy, branding, etc. And the question changed from why don't I have money to how do I grow and manage the business of my skill? Because I'm good at what I do. I had that conversation with myself. Amy, Chef Amy, you're good at this thing. You're very good at it. You know, but why is it that that expertise is not translating into money essentially in your pocket? You know, and all of those books, all of those materials I was consuming, it changed the question I was asking. You know, you see, when you expose yourself to superior knowledge and you apply yourself to wisdom, the questions that keep you awake begin to change. So I started asking myself questions. There were lots. Instead of writing in my journals, I started asking myself questions, fundamental questions, you know. Then I discovered that most of the people I was reading about made more money from teaching what they know in books, in seminars, in courses, in mentorship programs, and all of that, than actually doing what they talk about. Then it dawned on me that, okay, what they talk about is now what they do from a position of experience. So in teaching what I know, I organized a physical cake baking class in Port Harcourt. Uh, I created flyers, recorded promo videos, ran ads. Guess what? Only one person, only one person signed up. Um, it was like, to me, to me, it was a failure. By any standard, it was a colossal failure. But I didn't cancel. The training held. It became an exclusive cake baking training, and I delivered excellently. By the way, I was generous at enriching Facebook. I was doing total rubbish till I invested my time in courses and materials to learn Facebook ads. So I got lots of inquiries from Lagos, and there I was in Port Harcourt. One thing led to another. I decided to go to Lagos, collaborate with a few people, you know, organize the cake baking training. So COVID happened, you know, and world systems and economic systems ground to a halt globally. But there was an opportunity in it, and the opportunity is and was mass digital adoption around the world, massive digital adoption around the world. I had to reinvent my personal brand. I had to reinvent my business. I had to reinvent myself. You know, I had to come up with new plans. In consonance with prevalent realities. I launched out my online culinary courses. Uh, at the time, it was like I was doing something crazy. How would you launch? How would you say you're selling an online culinary course? How do you explain to people? Who is going to pay you for that? You know, and the course was basically to help you upgrade your culinary skill in 30 days, regardless of your schedule, your class, whatever it is, the challenge, whatever pain or problems, the course was created to handle that. But the voices in my head were very strong. How are you going to get paid? You want to fail at something again, and it was a leap of faith for me. It was a leap in faith, and it was a leap of faith. You know, um, how do I teach people how to cook online? Who have I seen doing this thing before? Who will pay me? You know, um, how do I say I'm teaching people how to cook online? You know, but you see, that question is dead to me. It's dead and buried by results of thousands of people who have taken my online culinary courses and have seen results. So it's unbelievable to many of them. And one thing I learned or one thing I realized is the world is waiting for you to deliver, and they want the very best you can offer. It doesn't matter what it is. There are customers waiting for you to release that product. There are people waiting for you to create that course, and they are ready to pay you. They are waiting for you to give out your best, and they are ready to pay you for it. You know. Everybody has a dream. Everybody has a plan. You know, everybody has a goal. But what is the plan itself? You what is your plan to create? Like Mr. Jimmy Tewe said earlier today, in the beginning, God created, and if we were made like Him, you know, it's just natural, it's just normal that we create. And this time around, we get to occupy everywhere, physically, digitally, everywhere, occupy all markets, you know. So everybody's meant to create something, and we were created to be creators. And before leaving the earth, you must create something in a digital space because it will live way beyond your existence. It will outlive you. Okay, so back to the plan. The plan has to be clear, it has to be concise, it has to be brief but comprehensive at the same time. It has to be compelling. Whatever it is you've created or you're creating, it has to be compelling. And you have to be consistent. Um, Even at the time when I got just one subscriber, I didn't stop. There's the fear. How will I be perceived? A lot of times we attribute so much importance to the perception of people about what we do, and it stops us from actually executing. It stops us from moving forward with our plans. You know. Then you have to be committed. Um, you can't start this thing today. And next 2 weeks, you hear there is something else, you maybe mini importation, you go into it. People want to know who you really are. They want to know that if they come back in the next 6 months, you're still saying the same things you were saying when they left off. So you have to be consistent, and there's a place for commitment. You have to be committed. Another thing is there has to be no plan B. If you some people say okay, you need plan A, you need plan B. You need to keep your options open. But if you're committed to an action, you have to stay through. You have to stay with it. You have to stick to it. Because if you're changing, if you're jumping ship, you're not gathering. You're not. I'll tell you something. People are watching. You know, you might run all the ads in the world. You know, not everybody's going to buy right after they see that ad. But they're watching you. I've had people tell me they saw my ad like 2 years ago when I started running the online course, and they want to pay now. So it's that way. You need to be consistent and you need to stick to it. Um, Sometimes we're afraid. We're afraid of the unknown. Like me, I was afraid. Like, okay, what? This is something I've not seen anybody doing. But I stayed on it and I executed. This year we have to conquer our fears. Fear is cancer. So stay positive. And one of the first things to do to start earning 6 figures, 7 figures is to start. If you don't start, there is no way. There is no way you're going to get to that point. So start. You know, there might be obstacles, but um, do not focus your gaze on the obstacles. I'll give an illustration. It's like trying to ride a bicycle. You know, if your focus is on the tree down the road, guess what's going to happen? You're going to hit. You're going to go straight. You're going to hit that. You're going to hit the tree. There's no doubt about it. You're heading for the tree. You know. So focus on the right things. Take your mind off fear. Will it work? Will it not work? What if it works? You know. So um, focus on the right things. Have a plan. Be consistent. Be committed to the plan. You know, um, anybody who avoids failure also avoids success. It's along the line you're bound to fail at some things. It's natural. It's normal to fail. There's no shame in failing. You try here today, you try there tomorrow. It doesn't work out. Next tomorrow it will work out. So there's no fear. You know, don't be afraid of failing. The creativity grows, where there's no fear of failure. Because okay, if this didn't work, it means I've learned how not to do it. I have to work on XYZ, and it has to be better. you know a lot of people say it takes money. It takes money to make money. We hear that a lot. It takes money to make money, but the truth is they say those things to justify, the fact that they're not willing to start something, they're not willing to, get up and go, or they're scared of doing business, or they're scared of taking that leap. But it takes creativity, it takes the right people, it takes effort, it takes collaboration, Mr. Jimmy Tewe said almost same thing earlier today. It takes collaboration. Sometimes the things you're struggling with, other people are already doing these things seamlessly. So working together with them makes the journey faster and more enjoyable. So collaboration, and it takes zeal. If you start, you must finish. If you start and don't finish, there's no way you can tell the results you're going to get. The only guarantee or the only result that is guaranteed is failure if you don't finish. But if you start, there's a possibility that somewhere along the line, you're going to exceed at it. You're going to learn. You will fail at some things, but you will learn. And you succeed eventually. It takes tenacity, and the truth is, it takes some time. Sometimes you're putting things together, you're creating a course. It takes time to learn some things you need to implement. It takes time to uh, bring people together, form a team. It takes time to collaborate with people because you need to be careful. Okay, I have this strength. I need to collaborate with this person, so we're getting to this destination. And there's no easier time. There's no easier time to be a millionaire and make 6 or 7 figures than right now. There's no easier time than right now. The digital economy is the great equalizer. You can make a millionaire from your dining table. You can make it in any currency. You can make a million, from your bedroom. You know, you make more profit than you know companies that have been in existence for 10 years, 15 years. Just from your small table, anywhere, your office space. You can outperform age-old companies right from your computer with your online business and selling digital products. You know, you can do a whole lot. There's a whole lot. There's a whole lot to do. And another thing is execute shamelessly. A bit of my story now. Uh, at the point where I started putting myself out as a chef, you know, um, letting people know the skill set I have, putting myself out there for catering jobs, contracts, events, birthday cakes, parties, and all of those things. You know, people would always come and say, "Are you sure you're not supposed to get a job? You're a guy, you know. This food thing that you're doing, how do you intend to feed yourself?" It was funny, you know, but I saw through all those obstacles. I executed shamelessly. I went to places, I talked to people, I did things that I'd never seen done before. They asked me, like, "You guy, like, get a job. I've heard that countless times. You're a guy, get a job. Leave this food thing you're doing. Leave this catering and all of those things." But I can't run away from something I was made to do. This is me, and this is what I was made to do. This is what I enjoy doing. And one way or the other, it has to my skill set has to translate into first helping people, then bringing in finance, and all of that. One major mistake that many digital creators make, or many business people in general, especially digital creators, is thinking that everybody's broke. A lot of times we create things and we're like, since it's an online course, the price should not exceed $50, $100. Who's going to pay for this thing? You we're trying to we're sizing, the value that we're bringing into the market based on perception, based on the things we're seeing around us. But the truth is, people are waiting for the solution you're about to creating. People are waiting. That solution is like relief to their pain, and they're going to beg you to collect their money just to solve their problems. So execute shamelessly, and distribute your product globally. It's a beautiful thing we live in times we're living in right now. You can do business across time zones effortlessly. You can receive payments thanks to seller effortlessly, even while you're asleep. So execute shamelessly and deliver globally. You might have to tweak, you might have to make changes a little to your products, but whatever can sell in Nigeria, for example, can sell in Ghana. Whatever can sell in Ghana can sell in London. Whatever can sell in London can sell anywhere. So uh, all you have to do is tweak, you know, create something that transcends location, that transcends, geography, that transcends borders, and you get paid and it moves on from there. It just grows, it just grows. Because whatever problems people have, take for instance in Cameroon, there are some people who have that same problem, in Ghana. There's some people who have that same problem in Nigeria, and they're looking for that solution, that you can provide. So don't limit your product, don't limit your skill, to just to a particular geographical region. Expand beyond, where you currently are. There are people looking for you, but they don't get to see you till you show them what they want, what solves their problems. And seller helps, to break through all those barriers of trade, payments, the headaches and all of those things. So it makes it seamless. It makes it completely seamless. You can test different countries. You can move from one country to the other. You you fail if you're comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. Sometimes you ask yourself, okay, I'm just starting out, or I have this product, I have that product. You know, who's going to buy from me in another country when I'm not even done selling in my own, territory? But the truth is, you have to put yourself out there. You know, no matter what you create, no matter what niche or what industry you're in, create, put it out there. People do not know what they want until you show them. People do not know what they want until you show them. So you have to create. Um, if you have a skill, if you have an idea, draft it out. Create something. If you have a wealth of experience, you can sell that. If you have a skill, record a video, explain something. Some people want, that thing you're about to explain. They can only get it if you explain it to them. Nobody else can explain that thing the way you can do it to their understanding. So do not limit yourself. Um, Sometimes I hear things like, okay, this person is already doing this person is already doing that. Just start, create. The people, you know, who are drawn to you will come to you. You know, the people who understand, your language will patronize you. So do not limit yourself to, okay, somebody's already doing this thing, I don't have to do it. You reach people in your own way, and people are waiting for that solution that only you can provide. Um, you have to be unstoppable. A lot of things will try to stop you. Sometimes you say there's no money, there's this, there's that, the environment is not conducive. I don't have this, I don't have that, But if COVID can upgrade, you can also upgrade yourself. You can move. If you feel your environment does not inspire you, you move. You go to another location. You travel. Doesn't matter where you travel. You'll be surprised at the ideas that will hit you when you live where you are. It might be a breath of fresh air. So move, travel, inspiration will come. And If you're around people that discourage you, when you leave that vicinity to another place where probably you're not known as much, there's a level of respect. You're building your brand afresh. Nobody's saying, is this not John of yesterday? Why is he saying he's a digital creator? What is he doing online? He's saying he's creating a product and all of that. Sharon of yesterday. You don't know that. So sometimes we need to um, uproot ourselves from some positions or from some environments, and just plant ourselves where we'll thrive. Then you have to give value. You have to give value. To earn six figures, 6, 7 figures selling your digital product, you need to give value, first of all. When I started my online culinary course, Cooking Without Tears and 30 Days of Steamy Food Gasms, um, the first edition was completely free. I did all the work, I just put it out there. I was testing the waters. I had a voice on the shoulder telling me, "What are you doing? Who's going to buy this thing?" But I saw through all of those, and it was a form of testing the market. So I put it out there, and I was shocked at the number of people who took advantage of the opportunity. It was free, but uh, I delivered excellently. But one thing I got back was testimonials. I got tons and tons of testimonials, and guess what? I used them in the subsequent campaigns, and it has progressed from there. Um, from giving out a course free to the course being sold at $1,000 now. It's you have to give value. People buy from people that other people have bought from. People buy from people that they can see a track record of who and who have bought this thing. Where are they? Where are the testimonials? So you need to give value. And if you're just starting out, if you give value free, it's an opportunity to get tons of testimonials, and it doesn't matter. Just give it out free. Start something free. Give out value. People love to be associated with people who give out value. Subsequently, of course, there's a price to it. And we proceed from there. People go to people who solve their problems. People go to people who have solved the problems of other people. Nobody wants to be the scapegoat. Nobody wants to be the guinea pig. So uh, there's place for testimonials. Give value, and with permission, you can use testimonials, in your subsequent campaigns. You know, and you need to promote your brand on the right channels. Um, Depending on what your niche is, you need to find where your potential customers live online, where they where they reside online, and just go there, you know, show that you give value and actually give value, and they come paying for whatever knowledge you have to give, whatever product, whatever thing you've created. It's like a law. you know, Givers never lack. Once you give value, you definitely get something back in return. Invest in paid media. You need to invest in running ads. And the thing is, uh, the people who give you the most money are not people who knew you 10 years ago. The people who give you the most money are most likely people that saw you for the first time 3 months ago. Probably they saw an ad, they saw your post somewhere, so run ads. You you say you're not good at it, you don't know how to do it. There are courses you can buy the courses, learn and execute, after buying. It's one thing to try to figure things out by yourself, you're trying, you're failing, you're trying to tweak here and there. It might not be your niche, it might not be your thing, so buy courses or get somebody, who has that skill, who has that expertise, or an agency. They can run the ads for you. They can take charge of your whole marketing. So it gives you more room to be creative. It gives you more room to create more products, more digital products. And it the same energy it takes to stop, or it's the same energy it takes to stop and go back to where you started from. It's the same energy it takes to finish. So you have to finish whatever it is you start. If you create a product, after your launch or pre-launch, whatever sequence you're following, you have to make sure that there's a follow through. You know, you're advertising, you're talking about it. If you're using influencers, paid ads, and all of that. Another thing is, don't despise email marketing. A lot of times they say that there's money in the mail. You get leads. Trisha Viz, she killed that in a session. Get leads, nurture them. They get to like you, they get to trust you. Thereafter, they can buy from you. If email marketing is not your thing, you can get people, to handle that part of your business for you as a creative. You can focus on the actual creation. So um, get all of those done. Then use a simplified platform. And the beauty of this is seller is here now at the right time. You there's always been the challenge of, okay, I'm selling a digital product. How do I get people to pay me for it? Without you know the hassle of, okay, payments here and there. I'm in Ghana, I'm in Cameroon, I'm in South Africa, I'm in the UK. The currency, exchange rates, and all of those things. Seller helps simplify all of those. It's easy to set up whatever thing you're selling. You're selling a course, you're selling an ebook, you're selling uh, you're selling a video, maybe an explainer video, whatever it is. You know, payment is seamless. There's nothing sweeter than you know, sleeping, waking up and actually seeing alerts on your phone or checking your seller wallet, and seeing that people have actually paid, and it's there and you can cash out your money at any time, without stress, without additional stress. And so get on a platform like Seller. It makes the whole process seamless after creating, after running all the ads, after doing all the marketing, and at the point where people are supposed to pay, it looks like they're running away. You know, Seller has simplified all of that, and the beauty of selling on Seller is that they have they have they have a customer service team that actually listens. It's rare to find that these days. You whatever it is, they listen and they implement, and you see it. So there's no better time than the time we live in now. So create, you know, put your product on the right channel, spend on ads. There's a place for organic traffic, there's a place for word of mouth, there's a place for influencer marketing, but you have to spend. The more people, the more eyeballs, the more eyes see your products, the more sales you're likely to get. So don't hide your knowledge, don't hide your product. Put it out there. Put it out there. There are people waiting. There are people waiting to see it. There are people waiting to get the solution that you're providing. There are people waiting for you at any level. There are people waiting for you to deliver. And all they're waiting for is just to get the details, the link. They're waiting to hit checkout and pay. So do your marketing, advertise to people, and make your payment process seamless. You champions continue. Your birth is evidence that your purpose is necessary. So whatever it is, whatever product it is you're creating, you might be into fashion, and you might be thinking, what can I create in the fashion niche? There are other fashion designers that are looking for designs, and they're looking for ideas. They're good at their craft, but they don't have ideas. They don't. It doesn't come to them as fast as it does to you. You can create a product, just ideas. It might be a new design, it might be something, and it will sell because people are looking for that solution to their problems. So learn it, do it, sell how to do it online, rinse and repeat. You learn it, you do it, you sell how to do it online, you rinse and repeat. Uh, okay, I'm being told it's Q&A time now. Okay, so let's take questions. Let's take questions.
All right, that was an amazing, amazing, amazing session. Thank you so much, Ibironke, for breaking all of that down. I love how you're very particular about so many things, right? And for me, these were things that weren't even directly concerned with the food business, right? You mentioned things like ads, email marketing, and all of that, all of those extra strategies, right, that you had to take to be successful. So that's a very clear point that listen, no matter what you're exactly creating and what your business is about, there are certain things that you have to pay attention to as well for you to, forge ahead. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. So we're
Welcome.
going to take some questions
Yeah.
now. Yes, and I'll just be moderating that a bit. So we have a couple of questions from the audience. So the first one I see here is what are the mistakes that we might make as creators when selling our products? And this is from Wachuku.
What are the mistakes that might
That we might make
try?
as creators when selling our products.
Okay. Uh, uh, okay. Your product is unique to you, and your mistakes are unique to you. No two persons will make the same mistakes. So you learn by actually making mistakes. And there's a place for learning from the mistakes of other people, but it will not still stop you from making your own mistakes because your mistakes are they're essential to your growth. So you make mistakes, it's normal. You learn from the mistakes of other people to reduce the mistakes that you likely make, but you definitely make mistakes and you learn from it and you move on.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much. Okay, so the next question we'll run through it really quickly. Um, says, I have a techno come on. Okay, this is quite technical now. I have a techno come on. How can I create YouTube videos and audio with it from my room? I feel I have something to offer since I need to explore my potential. So this one is a bit more technical in nature. I don't know if you can speak to this.
Okay. Okay. It's simple. How can you create YouTube videos? You start. uh, at every point, um, you need to start with what you have, and it shows originality. It shows your uniqueness. You're starting with your phone today. Next tomorrow, you're using one badass gadget. So crispy, so clear. So you start with what you have. And you get results. You upgrade. You use that for a while. Get results. You upgrade, and you proceed from there.
Awesome, awesome. So start with what you have, and of course, as you grow, as you scale, then there's always a chance that you can do more. Okay. I don't think I see any other questions, so I want to say a very big thank you again from the seller team. Thank you to everyone. Please, everyone, type your thank yous in the comments. Let's show our appreciation for Ibironke for coming on and delivering such a masterclass. Thank you so much for coming.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate you. We
Thank you
appreciate
for
your
having
time.
me.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So we're going to say goodbye now. Everyone, you can go follow him on social media. What's your handle so they can all go follow you right now?
Hemisphere Catering.
Okay, awesome. So you heard that, guys. Please go follow him on Instagram. So everywhere basically that you find him available, be sure to follow him. Thank you so much again, and do
You're
have a
welcome.
great day.
Thank you for having me.